So, in my last video, I talked about how it looks like I'm about to be scammed by this carpenter, the sun and the light. And almost, fortunately, it looks like I wasn't scammed. And the reason why I said almost fortunately is because, as you can see, I'm still living out of my suitcases because the job is not done yet. So, let's talk about it. Hola everyone, welcome back. All right, so this is part 2 of the video of me almost getting scammed again, and this time by a carpenter. Whew. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Adiola and I'm a Nigerian living here in Merida, Mexico. Now, I already did a part 1. If you haven't seen that video yet, please go and check it out. I will link it in the description below. Now, this is a continuation of the messages between me and the carpenter that came highly recommended by somebody that I know here. And this person actually was the one who referred me to the agent. Well, she's not really an agent, but let's just call her an agent. The agent that found me this property that I'm now living in. So I know this person, and I respected her a lot. And so I didn't think twice about it when I decided to go with this carpenter guy. So I went through the messages between me and this carpenter guy. So I'm sharing the screenshot in Spanish, but I will be reading it in English. So if you do read Spanish, you understand Spanish, and I know that some Mexicans or Spanish speaking viewers will be watching this video, so you can actually read the original messages by yourself. And this is one of the benefits of texting, because you have the physical proof, even though sometimes in the court of law, like in my case, sometimes it means nothing, but at least for YouTube it means something. So let's go. All right, so I wanted to go over all the messages from February, but that video was getting too long and things switched, so I thought, okay, let me save it for the next video. All right, so we started from February 7th, and then we ended on February 20. We ended on, let me just say February 21, right? Because February 18 was when I paid him. So I paid him about 11 days after I initially messaged him, all right? And then as soon as I messaged him, I said in the previous video that he stopped communications, right? He just stopped reaching out to me, which is okay because I paid him the money. I was expecting him obviously to go do the job. There's nothing else to talk about here. Go do your job. Maybe 10 days later you message me with some pictures or whatever, and then after 15 days you come and install. So I wasn't really expecting him to be messaging me after that. I've already paid him the deposit, but I didn't expect what happened next. I didn't expect it, okay? So on the 21st, I messaged him around 4 o'clock. He didn't respond. I messaged him 3 hours later, and then he responded to tell me, okay, 15 to 20 days, we'll get it done. And then I responded on the 21st. He didn't respond. And then 3 days later, I messaged him again on the 24th, like, hey, hi, hello. And then he responded, and then I said, okay, can you please confirm my earlier messages? Because now I wanted to know what day he was coming so that I can be home. Also, I can just add that to my agenda. Because remember, initially he kept asking me, can you send a deposit? Can you let me know if you're going to be doing the closet so I can take note of my agenda, so I can do this, my agenda. Now it was all about my agenda. Did they care about my agenda? Let's find out. So on the 24th, he said, yeah, we're working on that. And I said, oh, thank you. I just wanted to confirm that you received my message, because he wasn't responding, right? And he said, yeah, I saw it. Don't worry. I said, thank you. I'll contact you on Wednesday, right? And then I asked him, okay, can you share some photos with me of what you've done so far? Because now it's been about 6 days since I paid him, meaning it's about maybe 6 days, meaning it's like 9 days left. At least he should have done something. So send me what you've done so far so I can confirm if you're going in the right direction or not. Because again, I don't want you to come on the 15th day and this is not what I ordered. And he didn't respond. So that was on the 24th. On the 28th, 4 days later, I messaged him. How's it going with the closet? Can you share the pictures? Because remember, he didn't share it. Can you also confirm with me if the closet will be installed this week? Because now it's the 28th of February, which was the day that I moved out, right? I wanted to make sure if he was going to be coming that following week to install. And then I called him, no answer. And then I messaged him at 11. Again, you're going to be seeing the timestamps. And then he now messaged me back. Again, apologizing for his late response. All right. And then, yeah, this is where it all began. When I asked him, okay, can you confirm if you can install the closet this week, the coming week? He said, no, it's not possible because he had some issues with the machine. And so he's a little bit, is very behind. And he said, and then he said he also doesn't have a lot of progress on the job, but I should give him a few days and he will send me some photos. But right now he's just going very slowly while he figures out a solution for his broken machine. And to me, I was like, wait, like what the hell? Shouldn't you have informed your clients prior to that? But I was like, okay, Adiola, calm down. Now, 2 days later, March 2nd, I messaged him because now that was on a Monday. Because February 28th was on a Friday. I remember because that was the day that I moved out. And I was okay. I mean, is it possible for you to repair your machine, or can you buy a new one? I just wanted to know when you're gonna be able to install, like do my job, right? So I sent this to him midday, March 2nd, no response. The following day, I sent him a message and then he now responded. He responded to my question about him fixing the equipment or buying a new one, and he said, well, he actually bought it from Home Depot, he has a guarantee on it and they can fix it, but there's a process. And so I tried to call him, right, like what the heck? Again, no answer. He told me, yeah, so they have an estimation of about maybe 5 days or so that they will fix it and give it back to him. But to me, I'm just like, I'm not a child, and I think I have to look into this guy's INIT. Next time I'm going to ask the workers for their INITs. This guy, like I said, is like maybe in his early 30s or something, right? Like, I know when someone is lying to me, especially after going through this with the other contractor. You're trying to tell me that you only have one equipment as a carpenter who teaches at a local college, who has his own workshop, and apparently his father was the one who taught him this business. So you couldn't go to your father's workshop to borrow one of his machines or maybe take my equipment there. You couldn't rent in the meantime. But now I was at his mercy because he already had my money. And he said, yeah, right now we're looking into some solutions on the equipment. But right now it's not possible for him to have two because I was asking him why he couldn't buy another one. But he said, yeah, in terms of time, it's not gonna take that much time from him. It won't affect him that much. But again, I should give him some chance. And in a few days, he will give me the exact date on when he will install my closet. This was on March 3rd, right? So I said, okay, sure, no problem. I'll follow up with you tomorrow, and I hope you can resolve everything. Tomorrow, March 1st, right? I messaged him and I sent him a picture of how I was living. I asked him, okay, like, when are you coming exactly? Because he told me, right, that on March 3rd, he told me he would, you know, let me know exactly, right? Uh, Also, he said it takes Home Depot like 5 days, right? He said that on March 5th because apparently his machine broke down. I don't know when it broke down. I don't know how long it's been broken for, but who knows? So, and then I messaged him on March 5th. I was like, okay, it's been a week now that I've been trying to communicate with you, and it doesn't look like you're going to be able to get the job done on the day that you promised me. So I would like to request for a refund because now it's March 5th. It was supposed to install between March 1st to maybe March 3rd. Let's say March 5th. Nothing. Again, you can see the timestamps. I messaged him at 3 o'clock. I told him, okay, give me my money back. Now, all of a sudden, he's now responsive all over again. At 3:01, he messaged me back and he said he was driving on Thursday or Friday. Home Depot will give him his machines back and then he can now get back to work. And when he has his equipment done, and then again he will give me an exact date on when he can come to install. And then I said, okay, I messaged you on Friday, right? Like last week Friday. No, so I said I will message you on Friday because I don't remember what day March 5th was. So I told him, okay, I'll message you on Friday because I'm traveling on Tuesday, right? So, because I was going to Panama then. So I wanted to know when he was coming, right? And also I told him, okay, I'm very disappointed with your communication. Okay, your machine is broken down and according to you, you can't really do much work. So meaning now you should have a lot more time on your hands to respond to your client's messages, right? So because your machine is broken, you're not doing any work, you have a lot of time on your hands, you're free, why aren't you responding to my messages? All it takes is just a few seconds to respond. Just tell me, okay, on Tuesday, on Thursday, or whatever. So I told him, okay, I'm just trying to ask you for some updates here, right? And then he was, oh, sorry, like I understand your issues, and yeah, and then he said something about him not being able to work as he wanted to, but I should believe him. He's working on solutions pretty much, and his priority, right? As soon as he gets his machine, he will prioritize my job, finish it, and install pretty much. So I said, well, it's always important to communicate with your clients. Also, you can rent, because I know Home Depot rent. You can also rent, whatever machine from Home Depot or from whatever, just so you can finish my job, right? And yeah, so and then I told him that, okay, the person who referred me to you said you're very good, you're very professional, whatever. And I was okay, you said you had some stuff done. Okay, can you come and install the little stuff that you have done? Because now, what I was trying to do then was, I just wanted him to just show up because I thought he had taken my money and he had run off, right? So I was okay, just come. At least you said he had some things done, because I don't know when his machine broke. I don't know if he broke before I gave him the money, if it actually broke after I gave him the money, a few days before it was supposed to install. I don't know when it broke, but you said you had something done, so just come and install it. And he said, yeah, he was actually thinking the same. And he will paint, so this was March 5th, he will paint part of the closet, that like the interior part of the closet, and then it should be ready to be used, right? The drawers, the shelf and such, it should be ready to be used. I was like, okay, great, I'll follow up with you on Friday. Okay, so the following day, maybe that was a Friday, I don't know, March 6th. So, and then I wanted to confirm with me, can you confirm what type of wood you're using? And then he confirmed that, liston the calbia. And I was like, okay, great. And what about the frame for the, for the cedar door? Yeah, so, and then he explained everything, even though it had nothing to do with him delivering, but I just wanted to see if he was still going to respond to my messages. And then he responded, he sent me an audio message, so on and so forth, right? So because I wanted to make sure that the door hinges will not rust, right? Because here, humidity causes many things to rust very quickly, and it can also cause mold. Yeah, so he responded, he sent me some audio messages. I was like, wow, okay, like this guy is still, responsive. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. So we just went back and forth regarding these doors right here. So on March 9th, so like this guy became my part-time job. It became my part-time job. Because I was actually starting to regret it, because the initial carpenter that I wanted to work with told me, and I actually didn't like his tone of message. Yeah, because it was a text. It was because I was just trying to confirm, I think, some pricing with him, because a lot of the artisans here, they don't like to give the discount, they don't like to give promotion, they don't like to give anything, most of them. And it was well, at least, with me, you're guaranteed the job. You can go with someone else, they take your money and they run away, they won't deliver, they'll just scam you. I was like, okay, like that's I wasn't really expecting him to say something like that. And so anyway, so yeah, so I didn't like that, his tone, right? So that's why I was like, you know what, let me just go find someone else, and then he can just do the other jobs, and then at least I'll have, a backup carpenter in case I need a backup in the future. So on March 9th, I messaged this guy. I was like, hola Mike, do you have a date now to install my closet? I need a response. He didn't respond. 2 days later, hi Mike, are you coming today? You said you're coming on at 10 o'clock. Yeah, because he told me. Yeah, so actually I called him. Yeah, so I called him, not on WhatsApp, I called him through my phone. And then we spoke, because like I said, he wasn't responding to my messages. So I called him. He told me, okay, I'll come tomorrow, and then I'll come and just install the tubes so that you can at least hang your clothes. I don't even know why I didn't ask him to bring the shelves that he said he had already worked on and painted. I think I had forgotten. So, and then when he didn't show up, it was like almost 1 p.m. He told me he would come at 10. He didn't show up. So, and then I messaged him like, hey, you said you were coming today at 10 p.m. What happened? And he said, oh, he had an appointment, and then he had to take his kids to the doctors, and then they had some vaccines, and also he had to pretty much take care of that. And he also thought it was tomorrow, meaning 2 days after we spoke, that he got confused. But he will come tomorrow, right? And then I had to remind him like, hey, yeah, you did say that you had an appointment and you will come afterwards, but tomorrow, like not in 2 days. But anyway, whatever. See you tomorrow at 10. And then I sent him my location. So I sent him my location at 10:14 because he said he was coming at 10. And then I don't even know. So I think the audio was about him taking his kid to school or something like that. 1 o'clock again, right? And I think he showed up at 2 p.m. Yeah, I remember he showed up at 2. This guy told me he was coming at 10 a.m. to install the tubes. He showed up at 2. Yeah, because I think the audio message was about, it was asking me if I had a particular tool. One thing I'm finding out about some of these workers is that they expect you to have all the tools. Like, I don't run a Home Depot or Rona or a particular hardware store. I don't have all this, like, I don't even know what they are. But it was whatever, he'll go get it himself. So he showed up 4 hours later, okay? So anyway, and then afterwards, and then when he came on that day, on February 12th, he told me, okay, now that he has his tools back, Home Depot gave him his tools back. So I think we had that conversation on the phone. So that's why we don't have it here. And so he can come and install stuff. But for some reason, it was okay. Let me bring the tube so you can hang your clothes in the meantime. And I believe this was on a Wednesday, I believe. And he told me he would come on the Friday or something. But I think then I was traveling. I was going to Panama then, so I told him I was busy for work. Like, so come next week. Even though I knew I was gonna be in Panama, I wasn't gonna be around. But I told him come next week because I knew who I was dealing with. Okay. So that next week now, March 17th, right? I messaged him. I said, okay, how's the closet going? Do you have pictures to send? Again, this is the third time I'm asking him for pictures. March 17th, I asked him again on March 17th if he could send me pictures, right? And no response. March 18th, hola, no response. March 19th, hola, I need to know that you're installing the closet this week. Even though I was in Panama when I was messaging him, right? 9:17 a.m., no response. And then at 4:18, so like 7 hours later, I called him, no response. It's very important to take note of this, right? I messaged him, please, I need you to refund my money or I'm going to Profeco. Even though Profeco, really, they're useless. Like, maybe they might be effective like 35% of the time, but 65%, really, they don't really do anything. So I was like, okay, I need my money back or I'm going to Profeco. Now, after 20 minutes, he responded. Even though I had been trying to get in touch with him for 3 days. March 17, no response. March 18, no response. March 19, the whole day. He didn't respond until like in the evening, after 3 days. And I said, oh yeah, sorry about that. I was quite busy. Really, even though like you were busy with what? Like, I sent you simple messages. What day are you coming to install? Okay, I can come and install in 3 days. I can come and install in 5 days. That's all I needed to know. You don't need like, stop lying. So and now he finally sent me some pictures of the drawers. Drawers and a few things that he sent me. So he said, okay, that he has some progress. He just needs to paint them because they haven't been painted yet. Even though he told me like 2 weeks prior that he had some of the parts done and he just needed to paint. Ooh. And then that was on March 19th. So I was okay, can you install next week then? Because March 19th was probably, I think, the weekend or something like that, or Monday or something. Let me see what day March 19th was. March 19th. Okay, so March 19th was on a Wednesday. So I was okay, because I was coming back to Merida the following week. So I was like, can you install next week? Because Wednesday, I was like, he still needs to paint everything. So by next week, at least, he should have no excuse. I should have been like, can you come and install tomorrow? Even though I knew I wasn't going to be home. So it was like, yeah. That actually, he wanted to finish that job this week so that he doesn't cause any more delay. I was okay, that's okay. I'll send you a message on the weekend, right? Because March 19th, like I said, was on a Wednesday. Now, come March 24th was on a Monday, right? I messaged him. I was okay. I wanted to see if the closet is done. Can you share some pictures? Also, what day can you install? I've been asking him what day can you install for almost a month now, since the end of February. Since February 28th, I've been asking him. So like 4 weeks now, I've been asking him, what day can you stop? Well, almost 4 weeks. No response. March 25, Buenos Aires, hello, good afternoon, no response. March 26, I called him, no answer. And then I messaged him. And I was like, really, like, honestly, I'm starting to get frustrated with your service. You said you had received your equipment like almost, let's say 3 weeks ago, because I think he received it at the beginning of the month. So before I actually went to Panama was when he received it. Let me check. So I called him on March 11, but he had received it earlier because I called him on the phone. Yeah. So like, let's say he had received it about 2 weeks now. So I was like, you said And also I usually like to exaggerate stuff. So sometimes he tells me something 2 days ago, I'll be like, you told me last a week ago. Like 2 days ago could be, let's say, Saturday or Friday, but if I'm talking to you on Monday, to me it's been a week. So he knows he's really behind. Because if I'm like, oh, you said yesterday, you said 2 days ago, he's thinking in his head, oh, I've got more days. But I like to exaggerate, like, oh, you said 3 weeks ago, even though it's been just 2 weeks and maybe one day or something. I was like, you said 3 weeks ago that you received your equipment and you can install my closet the following week. Yeah, because he told me when he came to my house, because not everything is in this WhatsApp. He told me he could actually come that week to finish. But I was like, oh, actually, I'm going to be busy with work, come the following week, because I was traveling, that week. I just wanted to get again an update, no response. And then on the 27th, right, I said, okay, I'm going to your job to report you. I'm going to your job. I know where you work, you fool. I'm going to report you. And I did that, actually. And now he responds. This man only responds to my messages when I threaten him. First time when I asked him for my refund. Second time when I told him I was going to Bufeco. Third time I told him I'm going to his company. And now, another lie, another excuse. First, it was his machine breaking down, and now it's this. Good morning. Sorry for the lateness. I understand your frustration, and I'm being honest with you. This week, I didn't work in the workshop. I have a problem that I have to attend to because I'm being sued by Infonavit, which is the agency that grants mortgages here in Mexico. And the truth is that I have some appointments that I have to tend to regarding my house. And this idiot sent me the suit. You don't know who you're dealing with. As soon as he sent it to me, I downloaded it. Quick, and I still have it on my phone. Because I looked at it, I was like, oh, that really is him. That's his name. And you know what important information that I got from this document he sent me? His address. His address, meaning where he lives. Yup. Because at the beginning, when we first started talking, he told me the neighborhood where he lives, and it's also where his workshop is located. But I didn't ask him, okay, give me the address, show me your email, this and this and that. Some people do ask for that, and I recommend that as well. But the document this idiot sent me has his address. So I took a note of that really quickly and I downloaded it. So, and I was like, okay, so the job, or my job, he has about 70 to 80% done, and he wants to deliver the job this week, that particular week. And also, he can give me my money back if I want that, but he just has to find something to do with what he has already done. And I was like, okay, well, sorry about what you're going through, but you should have communicated with me instead of giving me false hopes. By the way, don't you have an assistant that can finish up the job? Yeah, and so I told him that, okay, you told me that the job was almost done and you just needed to paint like a week or so ago, right? And if you can't finish the job for personal reasons, that's fine. But just refund my money, that's okay. And then he said that, yeah, he didn't work that week and he didn't go to the workshop, even though the workshop is on the same street, like the same neighborhood, right? And also his assistant is not official. And regarding him finishing up the job, because he said he just needed to paint. He said, yeah, the job it's almost done, but the white paint, because my closet is white, it has a complicated process, right? And so he couldn't just let his assistant do the job. And his assistant is only 19 years old. And this boy has been working with him for 4 years or 5 years. I think he started working with him when he was 15. Before that, he was working with his father, right? Because like I said, this carpenter's father also is a carpenter. And he said, yeah, so he will follow up with me, but he will try to get the job done very quickly. I was like, okay, well, I know that legal cases, they take a lot of time. And so I can't wait for you to finish, to finish up with whatever it is you need to deal with, right? Also, can he at least work on the job while he's dealing with this? Because it's not like 24/7 you're dealing with this problem. And also, I was okay. The document you sent me was prepared a month ago. I paid you a month ago. Like, you told me my job was done last week. So why should it affect me? And I was like, yeah, the document was made a month ago, but they had just delivered it to him that Tuesday. And so he only has 5 days to respond. And what's difficult is that where he lives, so it's the government that's suing him because he had already paid his monthly payment, but sometimes it takes 10 days to be reflected. Like, I'm just like, I'll just say, rubbish. You expect me to believe all these lies? It takes 10 days to be reflected, but he's working on a solution. So, like, it just rubbish, like, just rubbish on top of rubbish. Like, you expect me to believe all these lies? Like, I don't know how long you've owned this home, but probably you're not even paying your mortgage. That's why they're suing you, because for them to sue you, it means you haven't paid your mortgage in a few months. At least 2 to 3 months for them to sue you. So you can't tell me, oh, I've already paid. It takes 10 days to be reflected. That's what they sue me after 10 days. No, it doesn't work like that. Anyway, so, and then I tried to call him, no answer. He said he doesn't have enough data to be able to respond on WhatsApp. I was okay, give me a call then when you have Wi-Fi. And he said, yeah, he's at the Infonavit office, which is the government body that grants mortgages. And he was like, yeah, he'll give me a call back when he gets Wi-Fi. Even though I know this fool was just lying. So I was okay. I'll just wait for an update tomorrow. And I was like, listen, I don't think you want to cancel this project because you've already started, and also you need to pay all these people that you're talking to. Also, it's been 6 weeks now that I paid you, so I can't continue to wait. And you told me the job will be done last week. The last week you told me the job will be done last week. Then last week you told me, Again, I called him, no response. Okay. And I was okay, do you have Wi-Fi now? You were supposed to call me. You were supposed to call me yesterday. No response. No problem. The following day, March 28th, I was like, okay, Buenos Aires, can you please refund my 7,000 pesos? I think I will find an alternative. So I told him, okay, I'm going to your school to complain about you, even though I had already gone, actually. And then I forwarded him a picture of him with his student at his place of work. Because what happened was I actually went to his school. I pretended like I wanted to sign up for the carpentry course. I confirmed, like, yeah, this guy Miguel, he teaches here. He teaches on Saturdays, 12 to 3. And the guy afterwards asked me for my WhatsApp number. He sent me all the details regarding the carpentry course. He sent me a bunch of pictures. And the bunch of pictures that he sent me had this guy in it. So I forwarded him a picture of him with his students to show that I'm not playing. And so now he is responding, because this guy only responds to threats. Okay, so I said, all right. And then he responds. He responds to my message. He responded to my message and he said, okay, I understand your annoyance. And he said, yeah, he's working on it. He just needs to do some detailing on the job, and he has already started. And I think he also said something about refunding me my money, even though he doesn't plan to give me any money back, because he had already started on the job, right? He sent the pictures. And he said, yeah, he can give me back my money, but he will be Tuesday. He also said that he has already invested the money on the material uh, to be able to do the job, right? And for with regard to his company, because I told him, okay, I'm going to your school to report you, even though I had already done that. And he said, regarding the school, it has nothing to do with his business, with his service. But if I come on Tuesday, he will give me the money back. But he just needs to sell the furnitures, right? The parts that he had already made, so that he can give me my money back. I'm like, you fool. You are an idiot if you believe that I actually believe the nonsense you're saying right now. You expect me to wait for you to sell custom made work? Like, where are you going to find someone to take that project? Because it's a custom job. You drew what I had in my mind. Like, who else would have the same measurement of my closet? Who else would have that same idea? Like, meaning, obviously, you're not going to be able to sell that job to somebody else. But this guy thinks I'm a fool just like him. So, and then I was okay, you said that the job was almost done and you only needed to paint and then install, meaning that it should have only taken you 2 days, because painting takes 1 day. Paint, you wait for it to dry. Paint, one or 2 layers or whatever. It's been very hot in Merida, so everything dries very quickly. And yeah, the following day you can come. Let's say the following day you needed to do some detailing, and then yeah, and then you come on the third day. I was like, because also the guy who installed my kitchen closet, I paid this guy like 3 weeks after I paid this guy, and he already came to install. He painted the day before, and then the next day he was at my house installing. So it's like I know how this works. Like, I'm not a fool like you. So it was okay. I was okay. I can't wait for you to. I can't wait any longer for you to give me my money back. Right? I was okay. Saturday or Sunday, I will continue with the job, and with the lawyers, they work Monday to Friday, right? Because he was telling me that he had to go to the Infonavit office, and then he had to be there the whole day. I'm like, what? Like, you think I believe all this nonsense you're spilling? I was like, you know what? I've had enough patience, right? In the past 1 month, right? I just want you to give me my money back, because your communication stopped after I gave you the deposit. Also, it's not necessary for you to stay at the lawyer's office the whole day and the whole week, because the week before that he will tell me, oh, he's at the Infonavit office. I'm like, Infonavit people, they have other people to attend to, so you can't tell me that you were there the whole day. You just go within an hour, let's say maximum 2 hours, because sometimes you have to go speak to that person and that person. You should be out and you should be back at your shop working on my job, so that I can pay you the rest of the 7,000 pesos, because it looks like you need money right now. You would think he will be motivated to go get my job done, so I can give him the balance and he can use that money to pay off whatever debt he owes, if he owes any money, right? Which I'm pretty sure he does, because the lawsuit that he sent me, that looks legit, right? So you think, he will be very quick with getting my job done. He can go get the next client, I refer him to more clients. But no, that wasn't it. So anyway, my messages to him on the 28th was a very long one, so let me save that for the next part. All right, so if you made it this far, thank you, because yeah, this is almost hard to believe, because this happens very often. It happens to a lot of people all over the world, not just Mexico. And I believe people just count their losses and they move on. But I'm just sharing this because I have time on my hands, and I just feel like accountability is very necessary. And when it comes to accountability, I will do another video about the accountability or lack of accountability of people who refer you to someone who will now do a bad job for someone else. I actually know somebody who doesn't refer people to anybody, because she's like, because maybe in the past she did that, and then that person did a bad job for that other person, and now it became an issue. And then she was like, you know what, from now on I don't want to be referring anybody, you go find your own people. But because I actually went to this friend a few times, and it got to a point where she was like, you know what, I can't help you anymore. And by the way, keep my name out of the issue. Do not mention my name when talking to this guy. Yeah, she said that to me. Because I'm like, all I wanted you to do for me is just to hold him accountable and pressure him, because now it looks like I'm alone here. That's why he's just lying and lying. But if you pressure him for him, if you pressure him on my behalf, maybe, I mean, he would have gotten the job done sooner. And at least now you know the kind of person he is, and you won't even recommend him to other people, and maybe even report him to the school where you work, and also let your classmates know who he is, because maybe they might even be looking for a carpenter, their friends and family might be looking for a carpenter, and they might want to refer him as well. But it's like, this guy did this to somebody that I know, so I don't trust him, go find someone else. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna end the video here because it's getting to almost an hour and it's getting dark. And yeah, so if you made it this far, you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button to be subscribed to the channel. And if you have any tips for me on how to work with artisans and workers here in Merida or even Mexico, because I have more experiences, stories to share, oh Lord, please drop them in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao.